I can already probably guess what you're thinking. If you've been to my channel before, you're probably thinking, okay, Michelle, you've taken this a little too far. If you've never been here before, you're probably thinking, what in the world? This girl is a car hoarder. So in this video, I had to balance it out with a little bit of a home mess, including a massive, complete disaster car mess. I will also be sharing with you the RoboRock E5 robot vacuum and mop, as I was super excited to partner with RoboRock on this video. I'm going to start today's video kind of picking up and doing a little bit of daily chores in the house, and as you can see, it's not that bad, so I had to just show you proof that I am not a complete hoarder. Once I keep one area somewhat maintained, then the other areas just fall apart. So I'm going to ease you a little bit into the disaster, starting off in the kitchen. And what I really hope that you get out of today's video is not to feel guilty if you have a complete disaster area, whether it be a bedroom in your house or your office or your car. No need to feel embarrassed. It happens to all of us. And I hope in today's video, it motivates you to put on the top of your priority list to clean out and declutter that one area that you've been avoiding. My name is Michelle. I'm a mom of 2 toddler girls. I don't hate or love cleaning, but I am going to get it done. And hopefully you will too. So let's get started. I jam-packed the dishwasher so full, and I really only regret doing that when I have to unload it. Since I was already in the groove, I guess you could say, of doing dishes, I decided to just hand wash the rest of the dishes, opposed to waiting for the dishwasher to be done and then putting them in there. Would you guys typically wait until the next cycle to load the dishes and just keep them in the sink, or would you hand wash anything that didn't fit in the dishwasher? Leave me a comment below and let me know. One more thing I forgot to mention, if you are really big on before and after photos, then make sure that you watch the very end of this video. I have some super satisfying before and afters. I've never done anything like this before, but the before and after transformations are extremely big, especially when I'm cleaning out my car. So make sure that you stick to the very end, because that is my favorite part of this whole video. I have been asking you guys a lot of questions in my community tab over the last week, and I just wanted to say, if you did see those questions and you had a chance to respond, then thank you very much. I appreciate it. It just gives me a little bit of background on yourself and lets me know what I can help you with. And some of the responses I actually didn't expect. For example, in one of my questions, I asked, what was your relationship with cleaning? And I had 3 different options. 1 was that I dread it. 2 is I don't hate it or love it, but I do like to have a little bit of motivation. And the 3rd option was I love cleaning, I don't need motivation, and I just watch videos for fun. I surprisingly thought that most people would say that they dread it, and basically that they watch cleaning motivation channels because they don't like cleaning and it helps them get motivated. But to my surprise, majority of the people said I don't hate it or love it, but they like the motivation, or that they absolutely love cleaning and they don't need motivation, they just watch for fun. Right now I fall a little bit in the middle, where I don't hate it, but I don't love it. But I do like trying new products and completing a big project. So I used to like cleaning a lot when it was more manageable. Like, for example, when it was just Chris and I would just do a little bit each night, and I didn't feel like I was picking up a house full of what seemed like 20 people lived in here. So when it was more manageable, I really enjoyed it. When I became a mom and then had 2 under 2, then Chris started working nights, it just became so unmanageable that I dreaded it. I would have so much to do, and the last thing that I cared about was keeping the house clean. It did bother me, but sleep was more important than worrying about if the dishes were in the sink. It wasn't until I started my channel that I actually started to like cleaning a little bit more. I think watching other moms clean just helps me know that I am doing the best that I can. And also experimenting with new products and trying different ways to organize things, finding different ways to make things more effective. Once I've actually started a lot of these projects, I just look back and say, oh my gosh, I will never go back to how bad it used to be. But all of you guys' answers help me determine how much to focus on the actual motivation part of it, which seems that most of you guys are pretty motivated to get a lot of this stuff done based on your responses, or how much to focus on more of like new products and new ideas and just having fun with it. But if you are struggling with motivation to clean, one thing that I read is have your action dictate your feelings instead of having your feeling dictate your actions. What that means is once you just get up and start cleaning, focus on how much better you're going to feel afterwards, as opposed to thinking to yourself, I don't feel like doing it now, so therefore I'm not going to take the action to do it. So if you're not feeling very motivated to get up and do something today, then switch your thought really quick. Take that quick little action to switch your thought and get up and get it done. And then let me know in the comments what you plan to get done.
All this time, I've been feeling hopeless till you came around. All this time, you're the only reason I'm not chasing highs. What is love? Lately I've been wondering just what is love? I don't know. No one ever showed me I've been on my own for too long. But if you hold me now, let me into your heart. Maybe I can start to love again and tend to my scars. Can you show me how? Can you love me with all you've got? 'Cause I'm coming alive. I just wanna come alive.
When I do a cleanup of the downstairs, I just initially throw everything on the stairs, and then I've been using this cardboard box kind of as a basket, I guess you can say, to put everything up there and then take it all upstairs at once. I just wanted to share with you guys the RoboRock E5 vacuum and mop. RoboRock vacuum is a smart vacuum, so you can connect it to any of your Amazon devices and also have route planning so that you can control where you want it to go and where you don't want it to go, like for example in the shower or anywhere you don't want it to clean. Once I received the vacuum, then I downloaded the app that was recommended in the instructions, and it allowed me to set up the device straight from my phone, and that way I have all of the different settings that I can control to the vacuum. This smart robot vacuum also has a climbing feature, so it can climb up to 2 centimeters or 0.8 inches if you need it to go from the hardwood floors to the carpet, or if you need it to go from one room or another where there is some type of climb that it has to make. It can get in tight spaces or areas that are harder to vacuum, like for example underneath my console table, and it also has a special spot clean feature which I had just pressed, and it's just making sure that it's getting that area super clean. Once the spot clean is completed, which I had the setting on that, then I can just use the smart app feature and continue the cleaning. One feature that I do really like about this vacuum is that it does have adjustable suction. So whenever it is cleaning up the carpet or rug, then I like to put it on the strongest suction because I know that there's a lot of dog hair in there and I want to make sure that it gets to it. In a case for me where I'd want to use a lower section, maybe because I want it to be a little bit quieter and just doing a general clean. As I mentioned, this is also a dual mop, so you just add the attachment and you add a little bit of water in the canister, you attach it straight to the Robo vacuum, and it mops and vacuums at the same time. It has the capability to vacuum up larger homes and can run for almost 200 minutes, which is just over 3 hours, or equivalent to about 2,100 square feet. It does run out of charge before you are finished cleaning, then it will remember the spot that it last cleaned and just pick up from there.
The way you look at me is absent. It's like you're walking through a labyrinth. Just say what's going on?
It comes with a remote control, so you can actually control the settings of it, or you can use your app to control the direction that you want it to go. I really like having the stronger suction option for the carpet because I really enjoy those vacuum lines. This RoboRock vacuum is something that I can just turn on and use daily, so I don't have to worry about the floors while I'm taking care of other tasks. You don't have to worry about emptying the dustbin that often because it's an extremely large dustbin and holds a lot of dust. You can just remove the filter and empty the dustbin, and the filter is also washable. I do have a discount code for all of you guys to use. It will be $50 off the RoboRock E5 robot vacuum and mop, and the discount is good until August 15th, so make sure that you take advantage of this deal. And click on the link in my description box to get one of your own. You have now made it to part 2 of the video, and now that you are a little bit warmed up, let me take you to this disaster. So the first question I would wonder if I was looking at this as somebody else's car is, why the heck do you have so many toys in your car? And number 2 is, how did you let it get this bad? It's kind of funny because you'll notice in the front, like I don't have a lot of clutter. Like the seat next to the passenger side seat and my seat is not bad. It's just the back. So basically I don't look back there because it's really bad. So every time that we leave for school in the morning, I feel like my daughters need to bring something with them in the car. It's kind of a way to like bribe them to get out the door and hurry up is, oh, well, can I bring my book, or can I bring my unicorn, or can I bring my baby? And I'm just like, yes, whatever, hurry up, let's go. Getting them out of the car is just as stressful, and I guess you can say I'm lazy. I don't go back and forth and make multiple trips to get everything that they brought from inside the car out of the car. I just bring their backpacks, the shoes that they throw on the floor, the blankets that they had brought. I bring all of that inside, and then everything else just becomes this mess. You see, I just found this cup underneath the seat, and I'm like, I don't know how long it's been in there. Y'all, this is a warning. That is milk, and that is so disgusting. Like I said, I had no idea that that was even under the seat, and when you go this long without doing like these mass clean outs, then this is just the kind of stuff that you find. I'm really sorry if you were eating and watching this at the same time. But it is about 5 o'clock on, I want to say, a Tuesday, and the first thing I'm doing is just getting everything out of the car and seeing what surprises I find back there. So we have the WeatherTech mats in our car, and I do highly recommend them. I am struggling to get them out, so that's what I'm trying to do there. I'm trying to not have to pull the seat up and take the car seat out because I have about, I want to guess 15 to 20 minutes before I have to go pick up the girls from school. So that's why I'm trying my hardest to just pull it through and not have to take the car seats out. So once I pulled the mats up, everything that was on the mat fell on to the carpet of the car floor. So that wasn't under the mats. That's just what fell out of them.
I was knocked down, heard the countdown through the haze in the face of defeat, yeah. I was ruled out with no bailout on my own, all alone, left to bleed out. But I rose up from the ground, just like I was spellbound. All the odds were against me, so I picked up the pace, and now I'm in the race. Give me some space.
I wish I could say I had all of the coolest, latest, trendiest car cleaning stuff, but I don't. I just have some dish soap that I'm using to hose down these mats with, and an old sponge. If I would have waited any longer to research and find the best car cleaning tools and all of the best mechanisms to do it, then I probably would have delayed this project another 6 months, let's be honest. So the best thing that I could do is just get it done. It doesn't have to be perfect, I just need to get it done.
So I've been told that I should fold and give in. I can't win in this game, no. But you can hear me laughing. I'm the new thing in this field. You should kneel instead of me now. Yeah, I rose up from the dead. Your words inside my head. All the odds were against me, but now I lead ahead with grace. I'm winning this race. Give me some space. I'm a movement and I ain't losing. Gonna go, 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 go. Like a bullet, don't take no bullet. You should know, no, no, no. I'm about to explode.
So I should probably give you guys a little bit of history on my car. I drive a 2012 Yukon Denali. We got it, I think it's been about 3 years. We purchased it from someone we knew, and it had really low mileage on it, and it was a good size for what we needed after we had Sailor. Does not have the full third row. I only have one seat. The seats were actually ruined when we bought it. So we also have the WeatherTech backing. We usually take that third row out and just have the full WeatherTech and use that as a trunk. Now, I'm not going to lie. Before this, I did drive a used BMW, which I absolutely loved. It had all the features and it was kept up really nice. And with a growing family, costs of daycare, and the opportunity to purchase this car, it just didn't make sense to keep my BMW. One of my reasons at the time for having a newer or more luxurious car was that my commute to work was between an hour to an hour and a half one way each day. If you're in the Houston area, then you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. So if I was going to be in the car for 2 to 3 hours a day in my commute, I just wanted something nice to sit in. Now I ended up with this beauty. Even though the dashboard is cracked, there's a few stains on her. She gets me from point A to point B and gets the job done. After we took Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University course, which is a course about your finances and budgeting and saving money for your future, one of the things that he recommends is paying off your car and not having any type of debt opposed to your house. One of the things he also says is live like no one else right now so you can live like no one else later. Meaning, don't try and keep up with the Joneses. Don't try to impress your neighbor or impress anyone else with the things that you buy when you could be saving and investing or using it elsewhere. Now, could I be a whole lot better at budgeting and not spending money when someone shares an outfit or something like that? Yes, absolutely, but it's all about the baby steps. Now, I am very grateful to have this nice of a car, even though she is a little bit older. But my absolute dream car, which I hope to get one day, is a brand new Lincoln Navigator. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what your dream car is.
Feel your hands, the way you're touching me around my neck. Got chills down my back, you do it right. The way you're holding me, no, I don't want this moment to stop. No need.
Now, Now, Chris is a much simpler guy. He drives a 2003 GMC truck. And let me just say, that does not always get us from point A to point B. Well, let me take that back. It does get us to point B, but let's just say that it takes a lot longer in case we are on the side of the road. But that hasn't happened in a while. I also wouldn't be surprised to find out that his wheels and tires cost more than the actual truck itself. But again, it gets us where we need to go most of the time, and it's his baby, so he'll never get rid of it.
It's all about us. There's a magic in your eyes, can't get enough. I can't get enough. It's all about us. It's all about us. It's all about us. It's all about us. Time to go home. Don't want this night to end. Yeah, about time we stop pretending. Come home with me. Let's write a history. Tonight I'll make you see. It's all about us. It's all about us. As we're dancing close together, making out. It's all about us. It's all about us. There's a magic in.
If you can't already tell, it's also been a while since I have cleaned the outside of our car. It just rains so much recently, and it's been very sporadic. So it may go like 2 days without raining, and then it will downpour for 5 minutes, and then it'll be shiny for the rest of the day. So I'm always say like, oh, I'll wait until I know that there's no rain in the forecast, and then you know how that goes. It just never gets done. Now, in this video, I do not clean the outside of the car. One, because I am exhausted by the end of this. I am sweating so bad. It's already taken me a few hours to go through the whole inside, and I just said to myself, I don't know if I will ever do my own car again, because that was a project. But hopefully I'll never let it get that bad either.
And that you miss me. It's always the same story with you, but I just cannot refuse you. I'm sad after this time that I'm out, that you leave me with this rush. Why am I so curious? So curious, so curious. So curious, so curious. Your friends have told me just to give you time. Weekends are passing by like everything is fine. I know this is so delusional. I have lost my grip.
So when we did buy the car, there were already a few stains on the carpet area, and I also mentioned that it didn't have a back seat. So I cannot remember if this stain was already there when we bought it, or if it was something that spilt underneath the WeatherTech mats. But whenever we took out those WeatherTech mats, I noticed that there were several stains. So I'm using this carpet cleaner and try to scrub these stains out the best I can.
Why am I so curious? If I know that it's gonna end.
Like I said, I don't know what the stain is. It looks like it could be coffee or something, or how long it's been there. So for the amount of time that it's been on there, I think that it actually did a really good job. Later on, I'll put the WeatherTech mats back on and cover up that stain. This is closer to the back seat. The stain wasn't as bad, but using this carpet cleaner, and it ended up getting out everything. So now you can barely see it.
Oh no, why do I love you? I'm recklessly drawn to you somehow, but
After it dried a little bit on the front of the car, I ended up going back through it one more time.
if I know that it's gonna end. So curious, so curious. So curious, so curious.
So at this point in the journey project, it is like 95 degrees outside, and that is all sweat.
I could probably use some heartbreak to get moving. Tired of the way you let me down. You fill me up with broken promises, 'cause you never keep them. I'm so sick of the way.
So you can finally see that I am making progress, and this WeatherTech mat is specific for this car and this model. So if you are interested in getting new mats for your car, I highly recommend it. Chris and I both have them in both of our cars, and he bought them for me as a present one year, and it goes based on the car year, make, and model, and they are custom specific for that type of car. So here we have bucket seats opposed to the 3-seater, and they fit perfectly in that area. They're also really easy to clean, and they fit so much better when I can actually take the car seats out and lift the seats up. Mentioned earlier, I didn't have the full third row in the very back. The car didn't come with that. The seat was damaged whenever we bought the car, so that's why we don't have it. And we actually have a WeatherTech seat that goes in the very back. As you saw before, one of the main issues why I wasn't able to keep my car clean is because there's just so many toys. I saw that my sister had one of these car organizers, and it gave me the idea that I could just hook these on the seats, and then each of my daughters can pick out a few toys and books, and I could keep them in this organizer opposed to having them throw all of their toys on the ground. So this is the system that I'm using to prevent my car from going back to the way it was, and it is actually working very well. I got these organizers on Amazon. It came in a 2-pack, so it was 2 of those. I think it was about $20 or $21, and they are a lifesaver. So basically what I told the girls is that now that the car is cleaned, that they can only bring a couple books, 1 stuffed animal, and maybe 1 toy. And when they're done playing with that toy, then they need to make sure that it stays in the car organizer. And so far, they've both done an amazing job, and it is so much easier to maintain. Now we are on to taking apart these car seats. Car seats get so disgusting. I am not great at saying no food in the car. I typically will let them eat a little bit of breakfast in the car. If they need a snack, then I will give them a snack in the car. And this is what happens when you let that happen. So car seats are just a pain in itself to take apart. It takes so long to get everything off and washed and then put back on. So anyway, that's what we're trying to do. Take everything off and then deep clean the inside of that car seat. There are so many small little nooks and crannies in that car seat. I didn't want to just hose it off because what happens is water will get stuck in the base. So I just wanted to try and clean it and vacuum it up as best as I can. And I remember that whenever I first got my Bissell handheld steam cleaner, what I'm using there, somebody commented, I was using it on the sink, and it was the very first time I was using it, and I was saying, I don't know if this does a very good job. It's not really doing my sink very well. And then you guys started recommending other uses for it, so I started using it on the grout, and I said, oh, it does better. But then somebody goes, it's really good on car seats. So I remembered whenever I was vacuuming this out, so I grabbed it And whoever recommended that to me, thank you so much. It actually did an amazing job getting all of the crumbs out of some of the really small cracks.
Whatever, and moving on to somebody else. 'Cause it's a bitter, bitter pill that I need to swallow, swallow still. Can't believe that this is real. To be going on without you gives me chills. It's a bitter pill. It's a bitter pill. It's a bitter pill. I know you struggled with your patience, 'cause I was holding us back in every way. And now that I've learned the basics, my apologies won't change anything. Won't change anything. Apologies won't change anything.
I ended up getting this car seat 100 times cleaner than it was before, and I am so glad. We end up washing all of the covers for it, and then we put those back on the next day.
Swallow still. Can't believe that this is.
I'm going to finish picking up everything that was all over the garage, all the toys that I had taken out of the car. I am so exhausted. This probably took me a good 3 to 4 hours just to do the inside because it was such a massive project. Now, don't drop off just yet because I have some amazing before and afters in the next few minutes of this video. So I do hope that you'll stick around. If you're not already subscribed, then make sure you don't leave here without first subscribing to my channel. And if you liked the video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up. Now for the before and afters.
I can taste